The soccer ball thudded against the garage door, each kick echoing like a heartbeat in the quiet dusk. Emma stood frozen on the porch, her coffee mug trembling in her hands. As her daughter Lily's words from that morning clawed at her, "I want a stepdad, Mom. Someone like Coach Jamie. 10 years old, with pigtails and a stubborn streak." Lily had no idea the weight her wish carried or how it would unravel everything Emma thought she knew about herself. They lived in a small, tree-lined suburb of Portland, Oregon, where life was predictable: school runs, PTA meetings, and the hum of routine. Emma, 35, had built this world for Lily after her husband, Tom, walked out 6 years ago, leaving a note that said he needed more. She'd sworn off love since, pouring her heart into raising Lily, her fierce, soccer-obsessed daughter. But Lily's words weren't just a child's whim, they were a spark, igniting questions Emma had buried deep. That evening, the air was crisp with autumn, and the neighborhood glowed under a fading sun. Emma watched Lily kick the ball with relentless energy, her laughter filling the yard. Across the street, Jamie, the soccer coach, was locking up her bike, her flannel shirt rolled to her elbows. Jamie was 38, single, with a quiet confidence that made parents trust her and kids adore her. She'd moved to town 2 years ago, coaching Lily's team and becoming a fixture in their lives. Emma didn't know why her pulse quickened when Jamie waved, her smile easy but piercing. "Hey, Emma. Lily's got a mean kick today," Jamie called, crossing the street. Her voice was warm, like a fire you wanted to sit by. Emma forced a smile, her mind replaying Lily's words. A stepdad. Why did it sting so much? And why did Jamie's face flash in her mind? "Want coffee?" Emma asked, her voice tighter than she meant. Jamie nodded, stepping onto the porch. They sat, the silence between them heavy with something Emma couldn't name. Lily ran over, her cheeks flushed. "Coach, play with me," she begged. Jamie laughed, ruffling Lily's hair, and Emma's chest ached at the sight. Lily's joy, Jamie's ease, the way they fit together. That night, after Lily was asleep, Emma sat at the kitchen table, staring at an old photo of her and Tom. She'd loved him once, hadn't she? But the memory felt distant, like a story someone else had told her. Her phone buzzed, a text from Jamie. "Lily's got heart. You're doing great with her." Emma's fingers hovered over the screen, her reply caught in her throat. She typed, deleted, then typed again, "Thanks. She loves you. You know." The words felt dangerous, like they carried more than she meant. The next week, the soccer season was in full swing, and Emma found herself at every practice, not just for Lily, but for the way Jamie's presence steadied her. They talked more about Lily, about life, about the small hurts that lingered. Jamie shared how she'd left a corporate job in Seattle to coach, chasing a life that felt real. Emma confessed how Tom's leaving had made her feel like she'd failed. "You didn't fail," Jamie said one evening, her eyes locking with Emma's. "You built a home." The words landed like a promise, and Emma's heart raced, confused by the warmth spreading through her. But doubt crept in. Emma wasn't like Jamie, who lived openly as a lesbian, unapologetic yet gentle. Emma had never questioned her sexuality, had she? She'd grown up in a small town, where love meant a husband, a house, a plan. Yet here was Jamie, unraveling that plan with every laugh, every glance. And Lily, with her innocent wish for a stepdad, was pushing Emma toward a truth she wasn't ready to face. One rainy afternoon, after practice, Jamie offered to drive them home. Lily fell asleep in the back seat, and the car was quiet except for the wiper's steady rhythm. "You okay?" Jamie asked, glancing at Emma. The question was simple, but it broke something open. Emma's voice cracked as she admitted, "Lily wants a stepdad." I don't know how to give her that. Jamie's hand rested on the gear shift, close to Emma's. Maybe she just wants you to be happy, Jamie said softly. The air felt electric, and Emma's breath caught, her world tilting. That night, Emma lay awake, her mind a storm. She wasn't supposed to feel this way, not about Jamie, not about another woman. But the more she fought it, the clearer it became. Her heart wasn't asking permission. It was choosing Jamie, and that terrified her. What would Lily think? What would the world say? And yet, the thought of losing Jamie, losing this feeling, was worse. The next morning, Lily bounded into the kitchen, her eyes bright. Mom, can Coach Jamie come to my birthday party? Emma froze, her coffee mug halfway to her lips. It was such a simple request, but it felt like a crossroads. She nodded, her voice barely a whisper. Sure, sweetheart. As Lily cheered, Emma knew this was only the beginning. Love was coming for her, whether she was ready or not. Lily's birthday was a whirlwind of balloons, cake, and kids running through the backyard. Emma had spent days planning, but her mind was elsewhere in Jamie, who arrived with a soccer ball wrapped in shiny paper and a grin that made Emma's knees weak. The party was loud, chaotic, but every time Jamie's eyes met hers, the noise faded, leaving only a pulse of possibility. Thanks for coming, Emma said, handing Jamie a slice of cake. Their fingers brushed, and Emma felt a jolt, like static but deeper. Jamie smiled, her eyes crinkling. Wouldn't miss it. Lily's my star player. But the way she looked at Emma said more than her words, and Emma's heart pounded with a mix of fear and longing. As the kids played, Emma overheard Lily telling her friends, Coach Jamie's the best. I want her to stay forever. The words hit Emma like a wave. Lily wasn't just asking for a stepdad, she was asking for a family, for someone who made their home feel whole. Emma watched Jamie referee a makeshift soccer game, her laughter blending with Lily's. It was so easy to imagine her here, not just today, but every day. But the thought was a knife. Emma had spent years building walls around her heart, her life, her identity. She'd never dated since Tom, never wanted to. Her small-town upbringing had taught her love was a straight line, man, woman, marriage. Jamie didn't fit that line, and yet Emma couldn't stop the pull she felt. Was this who she was? The question haunted her, especially when she caught Jamie watching her, her gaze soft but searching. After the party, Jamie stayed to help clean up. Lily was upstairs, exhausted, and the house was quiet. They stood in the kitchen, washing dishes side by side. You're a great mom, Jamie said, her voice low. Emma's hands stilled in the soapy water. I'm trying, she whispered. But Lily wants more than I can give. Jamie turned, her shoulder brushing Emma's. What do you want? She asked. The question was a dare, and Emma's throat tightened. She wanted to say admit the truth, but fear choked her. Instead, she mumbled, I don't know, and hated herself for it. The next few weeks were a blur of soccer games and stolen glances. Emma found excuses to be near Jamie, volunteering for team snacks, lingering after practices. Each moment with Jamie felt like a step toward something inevitable, but also a step toward a cliff. She started noticing things, the way Jamie's hands moved when she talked, the way her laugh made Lily light up, the way her presence made Emma feel alive. But with every spark came guilt. What would her parents think? Her neighbors? And what if Lily didn't understand? One evening, at a team pizza party, Emma watched Jamie teach Lily a new dribbling trick. A parent, Karen, leaned over and whispered, Jamie's amazing. Too bad she's, not into guys. The comment was casual, but it stung, reminding Emma of the world's judgment. She forced a smile, but her mind raced. Was she ready to face that judgment? Was she ready to redefine herself? Later, as they walked to the car, Lily grabbed Jamie's hand, then Emma's, linking them. "We're like a team," Lily said, grinning. Emma's heart swelled, but fear followed. She wasn't just risking her own heart, she was risking Lily's. That night, she called her sister, Claire, who lived in Seattle. Claire was blunt, as always. You're falling for her. Stop fighting it. Lily already loves her." Emma hung up, tears in her eyes, knowing Claire was right but terrified of what came next. The turning point came at a regional soccer tournament. Lily's team was in the finals, and the stands were packed. Emma sat alone, her nerves frayed, when Jamie slid into the seat beside her. "Tense game," Jamie said, but her eyes were on Emma, not the field. "You've been quiet lately. Everything okay?" Emma swallowed, her resolve crumbling. "I'm scared," she admitted, her voice barely audible over the crowd. Jamie's hand found hers. A brief, warm touch. "You don't have to do this alone," she said. The words were simple, but they broke Emma open. She squeezed Jamie's hand, not letting go until the final whistle blew. That night, back home, Emma sat Lily down. "Sweetheart, what if we had someone else in our family, but not a stepdad?" Lily tilted her head, confused. "Like who?" Emma took a deep breath. "Like Coach Jamie." Lily's eyes widened. Then she grinned. "That'd be awesome, Mom." Relief flooded Emma, but the real test was still ahead. She had to face Jamie and herself. The air was thick with the scent of rain and coffee as Emma stood outside Jamie's apartment, her heart hammering. It was a Sunday morning, a week after the tournament, and Lily was at a sleepover. Emma had rehearsed this moment 100 times. But now, with Jamie's door in front of her, words felt impossible. She knocked, her hand shaking. Jamie opened the door, her hair messy, a mug in her hand. "Emma, everything okay?" Her concern was instant, and it made Emma's resolve waver. "Can we talk?" Emma asked, her voice small. Jamie nodded, stepping aside, and Emma entered a space that felt like Jamie, warm, cluttered with books and soccer gear, a guitar leaning against the wall. They sat on the couch, the silence heavy. Emma's eyes traced the lines of Jamie's face, her strong jaw, the faint scar above her eyebrow, the way her lips curved when she was nervous. "I've been thinking," Emma started, her voice trembling. "About you. About us." Jamie's eyes widened, but she stayed quiet, letting Emma find her way. "Lily wants a family. And I think I want you in it. But I'm terrified." Her voice broke, and tears spilled over. Jamie reached for her hand, her touch steady. "Emma, I've cared about you for a long time. You don't have to have all the answers now." The words were a lifeline, but Emma shook her head. "It's not just that. I'm not like you. I don't know what this means for me." Jamie's smile was soft, almost sad. "It means you're human, and you're allowed to feel this." They talked for hours, unraveling Emma's fears, her small-town roots, her worry for Lily, the weight of labels. Jamie listened, sharing her own story coming out at 20, losing friends, finding herself. "It's not easy," Jamie said, "but it's worth it to live honestly." By the time Emma left, the rain had stopped, and something had shifted. She felt lighter, but the path ahead was still uncertain. The next weeks were a dance of small steps. Emma and Jamie spent more time together: coffee runs, movie nights with Lily, quiet walks. Each moment was a brushstroke, painting a picture Emma hadn't dared imagine. But the world wasn't as gentle. At a PTA meeting, Karen snide comment about Jamie's type cut deep, and Emma saw judgment in other parents' eyes. She started to pull back, her fear resurfacing. Lily noticed. One night, as Emma tucked her in, Lily asked, "Are you mad at Coach Jamie?" Emma froze. "No, sweetheart." "Why?" Lily frowned. "You're acting weird. I like when she's here. It feels right." The words were a gut punch. Emma kissed Lily's forehead, promising to fix it. But inside, she was spiraling. She called Jamie, her voice shaking. "I'm messing this up. I'm scared of what people will say, but I'm more scared of losing you." Jamie was quiet, then said, "Come over. Let's figure this out together." Emma arrived to find Jamie on her porch, a blanket around her shoulders. They sat, the night cool and quiet. "I don't want to push you," Jamie said. "But I'm here, Emma. I'm not going anywhere." That was the moment Emma let go. She leaned in, her lips meeting Jamie's in a kiss that felt like coming home. It was tentative, then sure, and when they pulled back, Emma was crying and laughing at once. "I'm in," she whispered. Jamie's grin was brighter than the stars above. But life wasn't a fairy tale. The next day, Emma overheard two parents whispering at a game, their words sharp, Lily's mom and the coach. "That's weird." Emma's stomach churned, but she held her head high, squeezing Jamie's hand. Lily ran over, oblivious, and hugged them both. "We're winning, right?" she asked. Jamie laughed. "Always, kiddo." Emma felt a surge of courage. This was her family, and she'd fight for it. The weeks that followed were a mix of joy and tension. Emma and Jamie were careful in public, but at home, they were building something real. Lily thrived, her laughter louder, her confidence brighter. But Emma knew the hardest step was coming, telling her parents. They were conservative, rooted in tradition, and Emma dreaded their reaction. She put it off, but the weight of it grew, a storm cloud on the horizon. Thanksgiving loomed, and Emma's stomach knotted at the thought of her parents' visit. They were driving from Idaho, their world of church suppers and rigid values a stark contrast to the life Emma was building. She hadn't told them about Jamie, but Lily's chatter about Coach Jamie made it impossible to hide forever. Emma wanted to be brave for herself, for Lily, for Jamie, but fear was a heavy anchor. The night before her parents arrived, Emma and Jamie sat on the couch, Lily asleep upstairs. "I don't know how to do this," Emma admitted, her voice small. Jamie's hand found hers. "You don't have to do it alone. We'll face it together." Emma nodded, but doubt gnawed at her. What if her parents rejected her? What if they judged Lily? When her parents pulled into the driveway, Emma's heart raced. Her mom, Diane, hugged her tightly, while her dad, Ron, gave a gruff nod. Lily bounded out, showing off her soccer trophies, and Emma watched, waiting for the moment to tell them. At dinner, Jamie joined them, her presence calming but electric. Diane was polite, but Ron's eyes narrowed when Jamie helped clear the table, her hand brushing Emma's. After dinner, Lily blurted, "Coach, Jamie's like family. Right, Mom?" The room froze. Diane's smile faltered, and Ron's fork clattered against his plate. Emma's throat closed, but Jamie squeezed her knee under the table. "Mom, Dad," Emma started, her voice shaking. "Jamie's more than a friend. We're together." Silence stretched, sharp and suffocating. Diane's eyes widened, and Ron stood, his chair scraping. "This isn't right, Emma," he said, his voice low. "What about Lily?" Emma's heart broke, but she stood too. "Lily's happy. She loves Jamie. And so do I." Ron stormed out, Diane following, whispering apologies. Emma collapsed into Jamie's arms, sobbing. Lily ran downstairs, confused. "Why's Grandpa mad?" she asked. Emma knelt, pulling her close. He just needs time. Sweetheart. We're okay. The next day, Diane called, her voice tentative. We don't understand, Emma, but we love you. We'll try. It wasn't acceptance, but it was a start. Ron stayed silent, and Emma felt the loss like a bruise. But Jamie was there, steady as ever, and Lily's laughter filled the house, a reminder of what mattered. Life settled into a new rhythm. Emma and Jamie grew bolder, holding hands at games, kissing in the kitchen. The neighborhood wasn't always kind. Karen's whispers spread, and some parents pulled their kids from Jamie's team. But others rallied, bringing casseroles and support. Emma learned to let the judgment slide, focusing on the love that anchored her. One spring evening, Jamie proposed a camping trip. They drove to the Oregon coast, Lily singing in the back seat. At the campsite, they built a fire, roasted marshmallows, and watched the stars. Lily fell asleep between them, and Jamie whispered, I want this forever. Emma. Emma's heart swelled. Me too, she said, and they kissed. The ocean's roar their only witness. But challenges lingered. At school, Lily faced taunts about her two moms. Emma's heart ached, but Lily was fierce. They're just jealous, she told Emma, chin high. Jamie taught her to channel the hurt into soccer, and Lily's team won the state championship, her joy a defiance of the world's cruelty. Emma started therapy, unraveling years of doubt. She learned to embrace her identity, not as a label, but as a truth. She loved Jamie. That love wasn't a betrayal of her past, but a gift to her future. She wrote her parents a letter, pouring out her heart, hoping for reconciliation. Diane replied, promising to visit again. Ron didn't, but Emma held on to hope. As summer approached, Emma felt stronger, her love for Jamie a quiet fire. They planned a barbecue, inviting the team and supportive parents. The backyard was alive with laughter, music, and the clink of glasses. Lily ran through the sprinklers, her smile brighter than the sun. Emma looked at Jamie, grilling burgers, and felt a peace she'd never known. This was her family, not perfect, but hers. Summer brought warmth, but also new storms. Emma's confidence in her relationship with Jamie was growing, but the world outside their bubble wasn't always forgiving. At a town fair, a vendor refused to serve them, his eyes cold as he muttered about family values. Emma's face burned, but Jamie squeezed her hand, whispering, he's not worth it. Lily, oblivious, tugged them toward the cotton candy stand, her joy a shield against the ugliness. Back home, Emma's anger simmered. How do you do it? She asked Jamie that night, the two of them tangled in bed. How do you face that hate and keep going? Jamie traced circles on Emma's palm. I focus on what's real, you. Lily. Us. The rest is just noise. Her words were steady, but Emma saw the flicker of pain in her eyes. Jamie had fought these battles longer, and Emma vowed to be stronger. For both of them. Lily's school year started, and with it came new challenges. A teacher, Mrs. Harper, questioned Emma about Lily's home environment, her tone dripping with judgment. Emma's fists clenched, but she kept her voice calm. Lily's loved and safe. That's what matters. Mrs. Harper backed off, but the encounter left Emma shaken. She worried about Lily, who was starting to notice the whispers, the sidelong glances. One night, Lily asked, why do some people not like you and Jamie together? Emma's heart cracked, but she pulled Lily close. Some people don't understand love that's different. But our love is strong, and that's enough. Jamie suggested they join a local LGBTQ+ support group. Emma was hesitant, nervous about labels, but she went for Lily's sake. The group was a mix of families, some like theirs, others different, all bound by resilience. Emma met Sarah, a mom whose son had faced bullying. "It gets easier," Sarah said. "You teach them to stand tall." Emma left feeling lighter, like she'd found a community she hadn't known she needed. As fall returned, Emma and Jamie decided to make their relationship official. Jamie moved in, her guitar and soccer gear filling the house with new life. Lily was thrilled, decorating Jamie's room with drawings of their team. But the move wasn't without friction. Karen, the PTA mom, started a petition to remove Jamie as coach, citing concerns about influence. Emma was furious, but Jamie stayed calm. "Let them talk," she said. "We'll show them who we are." The team parents rallied, outnumbering Karen's petition with support. At the next game, they wore shirts with Team Jamie printed in bold letters. Emma's eyes filled with tears as Lily ran onto the field, her smile fierce. The victory wasn't just the score, it was the community choosing love over hate. But personal battles lingered. Emma's dad, Ron, still hadn't spoken to her since Thanksgiving. Diane visited alone, her warmth a balm, but her silence about Ron spoke volumes. Emma missed her dad, the man who'd taught her to ride a bike, but she refused to beg for his acceptance. She focused on her family, Jamie's laughter, Lily's chatter, the home they were building. One evening, Jamie surprised Emma with a date. They drove to a cliff overlooking the city, the lights sparkling below. Jamie pulled out her guitar, playing a soft melody she'd written for Emma. "I didn't know I could love like this," Jamie said, her voice raw. Emma kissed her, the world falling away. For the first time, she felt whole, not defined by fear or doubt, but by love. Lily's 11th birthday approached, and Emma planned a surprise, a soccer-themed party with Jamie as co-host. They invited the team, the support group families, and even Diane. The backyard was a riot of color, kids laughing, adults mingling. Diane pulled Emma aside, her eyes soft. "I'm proud of you," she said. "And Ron, he's trying. Give him time." Emma nodded, hope flickering. As the party wound down, Lily climbed onto a chair, holding a juice box like a microphone. "I want to say something," she shouted. The crowd quieted. "I wanted a stepdad, but I got something better. Coach Jamie and Mom together. They're my family." Cheers erupted, and Emma's heart soared. She looked at Jamie, her eyes shining, and knew they were exactly where they belonged. Winter settled over Portland, blanketing the city in frost and quiet. Emma, Jamie, and Lily were finding their rhythm as a family, but the world kept testing them. At school, Lily's teacher, Mrs. Harper, escalated her scrutiny, sending home a note about concerns over Lily's unconventional family. Emma's blood boiled. She and Jamie met with the principal, who was sympathetic but cautious. "We'll handle it," he promised, but Emma felt the weight of being watched, judged. Lily, though, was unshaken. She'd grown tougher, her confidence a mix of Jamie's resilience and Emma's love. At a school talent show, she performed a skit about her team, a story of two moms and a girl who loved soccer. The audience clapped, but Emma saw Mrs. Harper's tight smile. Later, Lily hugged her. "I told them we're awesome," she said. Emma laughed, her pride outweighing her worry. Jamie's coaching job was another battleground. Karen's petition had failed, but rumors spread, and some parents pulled their kids from the team. Jamie shrugged it off, but Emma saw the hurt in her eyes. One night, as they lay in bed, Jamie admitted, "I'm used to this, but it still stings." Emma kissed her fiercely. "You're not alone anymore." They made a plan. Jamie would apply for a coaching job at a community center known for inclusivity. It meant a pay cut, but it was a fresh start. Christmas brought a surprise. Diane arrived with a gift from Rona photo album of Emma's childhood. With a note, "I'm trying. Love. Dad." Emma cried, clutching the album. It wasn't full acceptance, but it was a crack in the wall. Diane stayed for a week, joining them for hot cocoa and tree decorating. She watched Jamie and Lily joke around, her smile growing warmer each day. "You're happy," she told Emma. "That's what I want." Emma hugged her, grateful for the bridge being built. The new year tested their strength. Jamie's job application was accepted, but the community center was in a rougher part of town, and the commute was long. Emma worried about her safety, but Jamie was determined. "This is where I can make a difference," she said. Her first day, she came home exhausted but glowing, talking about kids who reminded her of Lily. Emma fell in love with her all over again. But life wasn't all victories. At a grocery store, an older man muttered, "Disgusting," as Emma and Jamie held hands. Lily heard, her face falling. Back home, Emma sat her down. "Some people won't understand us," she said. "But we know who we are." Lily nodded, then asked, "Can we make cookies for Jamie?" Emma laughed, the tension easing. They baked, the kitchen filled with warmth. And when Jamie came home, she joined them, flour on her nose, laughter in her eyes. Spring brought renewal. Jamie's new job was thriving, and Lily's team made it to nationals. Emma and Jamie took her to California for the tournament, a road trip filled with bad karaoke and fast food. At the hotel, Lily drew a picture of them two moms, a soccer ball, and a heart. Emma framed it when they got home, hanging it in the living room. It was a small act, but it felt like a declaration. The tournament was a whirlwind. Lily's team lost in the semifinals, but she scored the winning goal in the third-place match. Emma and Jamie cheered until their voices were hoarse, their pride louder than the loss. On the drive home, Lily slept, and Jamie reached for Emma's hand. "We're doing okay, aren't we?" she asked. Emma smiled, her heart full. "Better than okay." Back home, Emma found a letter from Ron. He wanted to visit. Her stomach twisted, but she agreed. When he arrived, he was quieter than she remembered, his eyes searching. At dinner, he watched Jamie and Lily play a board game, his expression unreadable. Later, he pulled Emma aside. "I don't understand it," he said, "but I see how you look at her. I want to be part of this." Emma hugged him, tears falling. It wasn't perfect, but it was progress. As spring bloomed, Emma felt a shift. She wasn't just surviving, she was living. Her love for Jamie, her bond with Lily, her tentative hope with her parents, it was all real, all hers. She looked at the framed picture in the living room and knew this was her family, and she'd fight for it, always. Summer returned, and with it, a sense of possibility. Emma, Jamie, and Lily were a unit now, their home a haven of laughter and love. But the world still pushed back. At a community picnic, a group of parents avoided their table, their whispers sharp. Emma felt the sting, but Lily's hand in hers and Jamie's steady presence kept her grounded. "We're enough," Jamie whispered, and Emma believed her. Lily was growing fast, her confidence a force. At 11, she was a leader on her soccer team, her spirit unbreakable. But school brought new challenges. A new kid, Ethan, teased her about her weird moms. Lily came home upset. Her usual spark dimmed. Emma and Jamie sat with her, listening as she poured out her hurt. "Why can't people just let us be?" she asked. Jamie knelt, her voice firm. "Because they're scared of what's different. But you're stronger than them, Lily." They made a plan. Lily would talk to her counselor, and Emma would meet with Ethan's parents. The meeting was tense. Ethan's mom was defensive, but his dad listened. We'll talk to him, he promised. Emma left feeling cautiously hopeful. At home, Lily bounced back, her resilience a mirror of Jamie's. They started a family tradition, Brave Nights, where they shared stories of standing up to fear. Lily's stories were small but mighty, and Emma's heart swelled with pride. Jamie's work at the community center was thriving. She coached kids from tough backgrounds, her passion a light in their lives. Emma volunteered sometimes, amazed by Jamie's ability to connect. One day, a shy teen, Mia, told Jamie, "You make me feel like I can be myself." Jamie hugged her, and Emma saw the impact of her love not just on their family, but on the world. But Emma still carried wounds. Her therapy sessions dug into her past, her fear of disappointing her parents, her struggle with her identity. Her therapist, Dr. Lee, was kind but direct. "You're not betraying anyone by loving Jamie," she said. "You're choosing yourself." Emma started journaling, pouring out her fears and dreams. It helped, but the real healing came from Jamie's touch, Lily's laughter, the life they were building. Ron's visit in the fall was a turning point. He arrived with Diane, his demeanor softer. At a soccer game, he cheered for Lily, even clapped for Jamie's coaching. Later, he sat with Emma on the porch. "I was wrong," he said, his voice rough. "I see how happy you are. I want to know this, Jamie." Emma cried, hugging him. It wasn't full acceptance, but it was enough for now. The holidays were a celebration. They hosted a big Christmas party, inviting the support group, the team, and Diane and Ron. The house was alive with music, food, and warmth. Lily gave a speech, thanking my moms for making her brave. Emma looked at Jamie, her eyes shining, and felt a love so deep it scared her. Later, under the mistletoe, Jamie kissed her, and the room cheered. Even Ron smiled. As winter faded, Emma and Jamie started talking about the future. They dreamed of a bigger house, maybe another kid. The idea was daunting but exciting. Emma felt ready, not fearless, but brave enough. She'd learned that love wasn't about fitting a mold. It was about building one that fit them. One night, Lily came home with a school project, a family tree. She'd drawn Emma and Jamie at the top, with branches for Diane, Ron, and her teammates. "You're all my family," she said. Emma's eyes filled with tears. She'd spent so long worrying about what the world thought, but Lily's love was her compass. The year ended with a quiet moment. Emma, Jamie, and Lily sat by the fire, wrapped in blankets. Jamie played her guitar, and Lily sang off-key, making them laugh. Emma looked at them, her daughter, her partner, and knew she'd found her home. The world could judge, but this love was theirs, and it was unbreakable. Spring bloomed, and with it, a sense of completion. Emma, Jamie, and Lily were no longer just surviving, they were thriving. The challenges hadn't vanished, but they'd grown stronger, their love a shield against the world's sharp edges. Emma looked at her life, her daughter's laughter, Jamie's steady presence, and felt a gratitude so deep it hurt. Lily's 12th birthday was a milestone. They threw a party at the community center, where Jamie now coached full-time. The room was packed with teammates, support group friends, and even Ron and Diane. Lily stood on a chair, her voice clear. "I used to want a stepdad," she said, grinning at Emma and Jamie. "But I got two moms, and that's better." The crowd cheered, and Emma's heart swelled. She caught Ron's eye, nodded, a small smile breaking through. It was the closest he'd come to acceptance, and it meant everything. School was smoother now. Mrs. Harper had retired, and Lily's new teacher, Ms. Torres, was an ally, fostering inclusivity. When Ethan tried teasing Lily again, she shut him down with a quick, "My family's awesome." Deal with it. Emma laughed when Lily told her, proud of her daughter's fire. Jamie, too, was flourishing, her coaching program growing, her impact undeniable. But the biggest moment came in June. Jamie took Emma and Lily to the coast, to the same cliff where they'd shared their first real date. The sun was setting, painting the sky in pinks and golds. Lily ran ahead, collecting shells, while Jamie turned to Emma, her eyes nervous but bright. I've been carrying this for a while, she said, pulling a small box from her pocket. Inside was a simple silver ring. Emma, you and Lily are my home. Will you marry me? Emma's breath caught, tears spilling over. Yes, she whispered, then louder. Yes. They kissed, Lily cheering in the background, her arms full of shells. Does this mean I get to be in the wedding? She asked, and they laughed, pulling her into a hug. The moment was perfect, a promise of forever. Planning the wedding was a whirlwind. They chose a small venue in Portland, surrounded by trees and love. Diane helped with decorations, her enthusiasm a gift. Ron offered to walk Emma down the aisle, his voice gruff but warm. I'm proud of you, he said, and Emma cried, the weight of years lifting. The wedding day was a blur of joy. Lily was the flower girl, scattering petals with a grin. Emma wore a simple white dress, Jamie in a tailored suit, her smile brighter than the sun. They exchanged vows, promising to love through every storm. When they kissed, the crowd erupted, and Lily shouted, Team Moms. Laughter filled the air, and Emma knew this was the start of something new. Life after the wedding settled into a beautiful rhythm. Emma and Jamie bought a bigger house, with a yard for Lily's soccer games and a room for Jamie's guitar. They talked about fostering a child, wanting to share their love. The neighborhood wasn't always kind, but their community friends, family, teammates was a fortress. One evening, as they sat on their porch, Lily asleep inside, Emma looked at Jamie. I was so scared, she said. But you were worth it. Jamie kissed her, soft and sure. We all were, she said. The stars above were bright, and Emma felt a peace she'd never known. Lily's wish for a stepdad had sparked a journey, but in the end, it was Emma who chose Levine the most unexpected, beautiful way. Years later, Lily would tell the story at her high school graduation, her voice strong. My mom thought I wanted a stepdad, she said, but I just wanted her to be happy. And she found Coach Jamie, and we became a family. Emma and Jamie, in the audience, held hands, tears in their eyes. The world had tried to break them, but love had won. It always would.